the 37th year of this festival, our theme is We Come Back. Back to our communities, back to our villages, back to our true indigenous heritage presentations and productions. We are bringing back iconic events such as Yesterday's Children, Bellmanor Riots, and the Courtship Codes. We want to highlight the importance of coming back to our roots, celebrating the people and the communities that make Tobago so special. Get ready for an unforgettable experience as we say, we come back to our true essence. We want to encourage each and every one of you to continue to support our cultural development and preservation in any way that you can. Your support is truly invaluable. Together, we can continue to make a positive impact that will be felt for generations to come. Thank you, and see you in July.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is with immense pride and excitement that I address you to officially launch the 2024 Tobago Heritage Festival. The Tobago Heritage Festival is not just an event, it is a journey back to our roots. This year's theme, We Come Back, back to our communities, back to our villages, back to our true indigenous heritage presentations and productions. It captures the true essence of revitalizing the culture and traditions that have shaped our identity for generations. This year marks the 37th successful hosting of the festival, and we are proud to officially dub the month of July as Tobago Heritage Month, a time when our island comes alive with rhythms, flavors, and stories of our ancestors. The festival continues to offer an unparalleled opportunity for economic growth on the island. Every stakeholder, from local artisan and vendor to hospitality businesses and transportation services, stand to benefit. Our vibrant cultural displays will attract visitors, boost tourism, and provide a significant economic uplift to the island. The heart of this festival beats in our communities. We are empowering each village to manage its own productions to ensure authenticity and sustainability. The Tobago Festival Commissions Limited and the Tobago House of Assembly are here to support you, fostering an environment where our heritage can flourish sustainably. As we embark on this journey, let us celebrate the essence of Tobago. Let us honor our heritage and support our communities as we showcase the vibrant culture that makes our island unique. Thank you.
Last year, October 2023, the island tilted. The peaceful bliss of sea, sun, and sand was transcended as we took to the streets to revel in paradise.
Carnival right here. We're not leave it till we go right down.
It's the greatest, it's the best, it's safe, and it's beautiful.
I love Tobago, baby. Coming back next year. Hey!
Playing pan on the streets is a magical experience. When the band strike up, is rhythm, steel, and powder. This is Tobago Carnival. Pan in paradise.
Tobago is the best.
Tobago Carnival is the new home for the legend of Calypso. Where else can you get sweet Calypso music that gives you that nostalgic feeling?
Soca Titans is we title, is we monarch. We built artists from scratch who can perform with the best. Real Titans of Soca.
When last you've been to a party, plenty women looking so nice. We must be in paradise.
This year, ritual takes on new space and dimension. Traditions will be reimagined, breaking free and taking on new meaning on the road.
I love the energy!
This year, the revelry is bigger and better. More colors, more meaning, great packages for the masqueraders. Tobago Carnival is freedom.
This year promoting safety in all events for Tobago Carnival. This year promoting whining, not minding people business. This year promoting clean fun, security and freedom.
Freedom to be any version of yourself that you choose to be with love and safety. Here, you have permission to be you, uninhibited and free.
So what you waiting on? This year, this October 2024, experience the ritual, revel in paradise, release yourself. From the greatest little island on the planet, this is the Tobago Carnival 2024.
You're viewing Tobago Updates Television, your exclusive gateway to Tobago, broadcasting the beauty of this island paradise to the world.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning. Good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome to Youth Wednesdays and Tobago Updates Morning Show. You're viewing us here live in Portmore, Scarborough, Tobago. My name is Dwayne Nurse, and yes, we are back here for another exciting Wednesday to bring you the youthful vibe for what is happening here around Tobago, around Trinidad and Tobago, around the region and around the world. Good morning to our most ardent viewers from the varying platforms on which you're viewing us this morning, which might be Facebook, YouTube, and channel 102 on Ampere. It's a beautiful morning, and I am also joined with...
Hi, good morning everyone. Good morning, Dwayne, to our viewers or ardent viewers, as Dwayne said, on our varying platforms, Facebook, YouTube, and 102 on Ampere. Good morning to you all.
Yes, so we want to go speedily over to news in 90 seconds with Miss Nancy.
The news is brought to you by Standards. At Standards, nobody beats us on price. Believe it.
Thank you, Dwayne. Here is your news in 90 seconds for Wednesday, 26th June, 2024. The Progressive Democratic Patriots opposed the THA budget for fiscal 2025 presented by Chief Secretary Farley Augustine, criticizing it for lacking development plans and deviating from campaign promises. The THA requested $3.956 billion, down from $4.54 billion in 2024, yet still above the typical central government allocation of just over $2 billion. While Augustine blames the central government for hindering Tobago's development, PDP chairman Dr. Sean Ned argued that the administration has no grounds for complaint after receiving over $7 billion in subventions over the past 2.5 years. Chief Secretary Farley Augustine unveiled plans to use facial recognition technology to combat illegal firearms and gun-related violence in Tobago. Augustine emphasized that safety and security are top priorities. Despite the focus on safety, Augustine's 2024 budget presentation reiterated existing initiatives, including the reinstatement of the Community Safety Program. This program, managed by the Division of Community Development, Youth Development and Sport, aims to mobilize and empower communities for safety management, establish community service support in all community centers, and build trust between communities and law enforcement by developing tailored community safety plans, organizing community safety events, and implementing smart city technologies like facial recognition for safer communities. Former Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith praised Chief Secretary Farley Augustine's proposal for a THA police unit as a step in the right direction. Augustine stated that the legal review for the unit is completed, allowing for implementation. Griffith supported the move but expressed concerns about coordination with the existing police service in Tobago. He emphasized the need for comprehensive crime-fighting strategies, including tighter security checks on vehicles from Trinidad to Tobago and improved call center operations. Griffith stressed that the new unit should be a part of a broader effort to enhance security in Tobago. And that was your news in 90 seconds.
Get your quality furniture and appliances at Standards. Frigidaire gas range $599. Serta base and mattress $1,899. RC 50-inch smart 4K TV as low as $2,599. Yes, at Standard, nobody beats us on price. Believe it.
Thank you, Miss Nancy, for the news in 90 seconds. I like this structure now where we don't have to ask what is happening in this space. Although it's quite evident that we just came out of the reading of the budget on Monday by the Finance Secretary and Chief Secretary Farley Augustine. What are your thoughts on some of the things if you got a chance to peruse the budget at all? And what is it, or if not, if you didn't get a chance to, what are your thoughts on budgets on a whole?
Well, in terms of the budget, I hope that it's a new stepping stone forward for Tobago. What are your thoughts on it, Dwayne?
I mean, there are some nuggets that stood out to me in terms of their projections and so on. They are now trying to streamline projects based on the finances that they have and so on, so as to allow for more delivery and so on, and greater efficiency as it pertains to execution of projects. There are some other things that can't come to me right now, but the other element that I found replete in the budget is the emphasis on environmental sustainability and those other things, and those SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals, implemented in the budget, which is something that I really praise. Among other things, well, the news did mention the Department of Safety and Security, which has been touted for a while.
Yes.
Looking forward to seeing that roll out and for that redound into a more safer Tobago.
I am, and in spite of everything that is happening, I think it comes at a very suitable time.
Yes.
So
yes.
I really hope to see that it is implemented, it's successful in implementation, and it goes forward for a better Tobago, as you said.
Yeah. And another thing on that note is that I heard, I don't know how true, I didn't hear it firsthand, that the Prime Minister is endeavoring to kind of change the constitution to suit a better police force, similar to what was proposed by the Chief Secretary. And I'm hoping to see some further collaboration with the state entities that pertains to security on the island. You know, that is needed for for this time.
Yes, society is shifting and we have to shift to suit. So I do hope that the implementation is successful.
Yes. So we want to go over to our birthdays. We have but one birthday this morning. Mr. Collis Mitchell, good morning and happy birthday goes out to you from the Tobago Updates family, and here from us Youth Wednesdays on the Tobago Updates television. I hope you enjoy your day, and for those of you who did not make it on our birthday list this morning, unfortunately, we do extend a happy birthday to you, to all of viewers, family, well-wishers and fellow citizens in the country. I hope you do have a great day. Miss Nancis, we have to give them the rundown this morning.
Yes, we do.
It's quite an interesting rundown. Do you mind giving them the honors of reading the rundown for them? I don't know if you'll be so interested.
Sure, it's not a problem, Dwayne. First of all, we'll be hearing from Miss Delicia. Hold on, wait. Little technical difficulties there, Dwayne.
Right, so we will be discussing with Miss Natisha Charles Panton, overseer of the TPP's internal elections. That will be done by Miss Nancis this morning. And we have, last but certainly not least, Joel Kirk, CEO of the Speyside Fisherman Association, and Mr. Ridika Connell, coming to discuss and promoting the Speyside Fisherman Fete coming in a few weeks' time. So that is our rundown for this morning. Just remember to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Dance Ensemble Tobago presents our signature event, a festival of dancing, Tobago Dance Sport Championship and Dancing with the Caribbean Stars. Dance in with DNA, our 11th edition, Saturday, July 6th at 5 p.m, Shore Park Cultural Complex. Featured in this year's lineup, Assemblyman Trevor James, Mrs. Petal Daniel Benoit, Mrs. Diane Baker Henry, Miss Davia Chambers, Miss Leslie Ann Ellis, and Miss Sinel Dempster. Limited early bird tickets. Adults $150. After party only $100. Children pay $75 at the door. You don't want to miss this one. Get your tickets early from Dance Ensemble class members, D&D Jewelers at Tobago United Cooperative, Milford 24 Gas Station Canaan, and the Shore Park Cultural Complex box office. For more information, contact Nikisha White at 772-9049 or Nelisa Dick 340-5758.
Notice is hereby given that the 63rd Annual General Meeting, AGM, of the Bethel Credit Union Cooperative Society Limited will take place using a hybrid format on Thursday, June 27th from 5 p.m. The physical location will be upstairs the Mount Marie branch office. The purpose of the meeting is to receive minutes of the 62nd Annual General Meeting, to receive reports as follows: statutory and board-appointed committees, report of the auditor and audited financial statements, to receive budgetary proposals for 2024, to elect officers, to approve general resolutions, and lastly to transact any other business that may properly come before the meeting. A digital copy of the AGM brochure is available on the website. Please visit our website at www.bethelcredituniontt.com or any one of our branches for further information.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to Tobago Updates here on Youth Wednesdays here on Portmore Scarborough. We are here to start off the morning with our first interview. In studio we have with us this morning Mrs. Natisha Charles Panton, Assemblyman, of course, Secretary for Food Security, Natural Resources, the Environment and Sustainable Development. Good morning, Mrs. Panton.
Good morning, Natalia. Good morning, Bagatelle Bacalet. Good morning, Tobago, Trinidad and Tobago.
Well, clearly we know where she represents.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Well, we know her as Assemblyman. We've seen her on all of us. She's graced our screens many times in the form of Assemblyman. This morning, however, she's here to speak to us as the overseer of the internal elections process and ensuring the person who is ensuring all different units work together, right? So we know that the TPP has been busy in what they're doing in the THA, of course. We know that recently they did an internal rotation of their officers, and now we are looking at an internal elections for the TPP. Yes, so Mrs. Panton is here to speak to us about that today. Before we start, could you just tell the viewers what date the elections are carded for? When can we look forward to it?
The election is carded for Sunday, this coming Sunday. I know there's a lot of excitement in this space.
Yes.
As you see, things started to warm up this week. And I'll tell you something. I'm a very quiet team lead. So as you see, this is the first time I'm appearing.
Yeah.
But I can tell you that being the team lead, I have a whole lot of experienced persons working to ensure that the election comes off smoothly.
Yes.
Yeah. So I know Councillor Orr has been on air, Mr. Richard Alfred, a lot of persons, you know, from within the party core. They have a lot of experience. So it's just bringing together all those experiences to ensure that we build a solid party. Yeah?
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. And what do you believe to be the value of the internal elections?
Well, we're forming a new party. And it must be from the ground up.
Okay.
People must have a say around the table. Yeah? And hopefully, we'll have a lot of grassroots people being able to form the executive of the party and working in conjunction with the executive to ensure that we prosecute autonomy, but also to lead Tobago in the direction it should go, right? And I believe that democracy within this process is extremely important. More so having a representative from different areas around Tobago, right? I like the fact that, you know, you have both some executive members challenging persons that are outside the executive, right? Because you want to see what Tobagonians, what will be the outcome of this election, whether or not, you know, they want a strictly non-executive executive of the party, you know, so you want to see the outcome, and I'm totally excited, even though I'm in the background where I love to be. Yeah, I'm totally excited.
Okay. What role have you played thus far in preparation for the elections?
Well, I remember the day when the chief secretary asked me to become part of the process in terms of organizing the party, and the first thing I would have done was form a caucus of the executive to plan the way forward. And that caucus was made up of mostly assistant secretaries because, you know, the amount of work that secretaries would have to do, I didn't want to get into that. Yeah. So it's a caucus of us that decided, okay, let us find all those brilliant minds, all those hard workers within the communities, get them on board in order to, you know, push all the activities that we needed to get done to form the party. And of course, even Anne Second, she's now running for chairman. She was one of them that we asked to serve, you know, in that capacity, to be on the ground and to, you know, help bring the people together. And she had the knowledge as well from being around parties, right? Several people you see now offering themselves. Yeah, Otis Noel, a lot of people, they already, you know, at the forefront. I met people that I didn't even know before. Jacqueline Adams, you know, so people, it was an opportunity to get to know everybody on the ground. And my start in politics was not this party. It was under the last administration. So I had to get acquainted with everybody. And it was a very good feeling for me, because I've always said that I don't see color. And, you know, so embracing everyone to form the party, I see the value in that. Because if we have to form the greatest little island on the planet, we all have to come together and sign on to that vision.
Yes. Yeah, so this is you, even if, as you said, you have worked for the past administration, you are willing to go forward with the present administration.
Correct.
I think that's a good step in the right direction for the best little island on this planet.
On the planet.
Right? So you've told me about your hand in the process thus far. How has been the actual process thus far in preparation for the elections?
So there are a lot of moving parts. The process, I think it's going extremely smooth, given the short time that we had to plan for the Sports and Family Day event and to also pull off the internal elections. But as I said, you know, the team that we have, they have a lot of experience, and that is why it is so smooth. I want to commend them. The internal the Internal Elections Committee, I want to commend them for their hard work. As you see that I've been having some sleepless nights, yes, because I ran in here for this interview. But I believe it's all worth it. As I said, we have to, you know, build an island that, you know, we can achieve autonomy. We could, you know, self-determination is important for any island at all.
Yes.
And I'm hoping that, you know, when we build this party and we continue building this party, and the executive, they would have that mandate that they embrace everyone. It doesn't matter race, religion, everybody come on board, because in order to do it, we have to do it together. When the rain falls here, it will fall on everybody. When the vessels stop running between Trinidad and Tobago, it affects all of us here.
That's correct.
So we all have to have one mindset to fix Tobago.
Okay. So moving into the actual election process,
Mm-hmm.
how will members be aware of where their polling stations are? Because you know there are different polling stations set up. So how will the members know?
Okay, so we have an excellent PR team.
Yes.
And they have been sending out notices on all the WhatsApp groups. If you follow the TPP page, Facebook, Instagram, all of that you can find there. And of course, the party headquarters is at the TLH building.
Okay. All right. And in terms of the code of conduct, how they conduct themselves, right? Is there a TPP code of conduct for these elections?
Yes, the code of conduct you can also find on the Instagram, Facebook, on the WhatsApp chat, right? Of course, we have a code of conduct because they've been doing very well, right? I must say. It's not like in the past where you would have had terrible internal elections, you know, resulting in persons, you know, creating different factions everywhere. Right? At the end of this exercise, everyone will still be embraced, you know, to build the party. And that is what it's all about. If you get consumed with the power of becoming whatever you want on the executive, then something must be wrong because you're not there to soothe your own ego and, you know, to embrace the power. But you would be serving to ensure that everybody have a voice, right? Everyone would have a voice at the table, and of course being able to empower persons to sign on to the vision of building the greatest little island on the planet. And it's not about personal or self interest.
Okay. And before we take our break, I want to just, you know, what to say, just get the mind boggling on this question. Are you pleased with the number of persons offering themselves for the position?
Oh, definitely. You have what, about 25 people offering themselves?
Approximately.
And that's a good sign. Yeah, it's an excellent sign. As a matter of fact, I think if you have to compare it to the last administration, they didn't have anybody really challenging many of the positions. And you know, so it speaks to the level of excitement to form this new party, a party being formed from the ground up, a party that is Tobago-centric, right? So I'm extremely pleased with the number of people that have offered themselves.
In answering this question, I am also pleased as well. It also gives the people on the ground, per se, a voice.
Yes, the ground people must have a voice.
Yes.
Yeah?
Right. So as we continue on in this interview, we ask you to stay tuned and share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Get your quality furniture and appliances at Standards. Frigidaire gas range $599. Serta base and mattress $1,899. RC 50-inch smart 4K TV as low as $2,599. Yes, at Standard. Nobody beats us on price. Believe it.
The countdown is on to the Tobago Public Service Day Expo 2024. Join us on July 5th at the Shore Park Complex to discover the dynamic world of public service where innovation meets dedication. Explore exciting careers, experience innovative services, enjoy interactive displays, and a whole lot more. Come join us on July 5th at the Shore Park Complex from 9:30 a.m. Visit the Office of the Chief Secretary's Facebook page for details. Tobago Public Service Day Expo 2024. Public service now and beyond.
I can't live without you, I can't be without you for too long. Cause when I'm around you, I feel like the heavens is coming down. I feel it in my soul every time we on the road, it's a miracle.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Put a smile on your face.
And we are back here on Tobago Updates, Youth Wednesdays. We continue on. In studio, we have with us Mrs. Natisha Charles Panton, the Assemblyman of, the Secretary for Food Security, Natural Resources, the Environment and Sustainable Development, acting in the capacity of overseer of the internal elections process for the TPP. So we are continuing on. We are having a very interesting discussion about the process of the internal elections, what her take is on who has been elected to run for office in those elections. So, Mrs. Panton, we continue on. Are you pleased with the level of campaigning of the candidates thus far?
Well, I'm pleased. I believe that you would have a little banter here and there,
Yes.
but I'm totally pleased. You don't have a lot of slander happening, right? I don't think it's healthy because you have, people trying to vie for positions in the same party.
Yes.
But you do have to market yourself in order to win. Yeah, win. So I am pleased with the level of campaigning. Persons, I'm seeing them sharing their profiles. I've seen them on in the media trying to say what they will bring to the table.
Yes.
And listening to the level of conversation coming out. I've listened to Miss Chrislyn Moore. I've listened to Miss Anne Second. So I've listened to even secretaries as well. So I'm extremely pleased as to what they have said they would put forward if they become, what they wanted on the executive. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Yes, and I must say that I've looked at some of the names who
Yes.
have gone up for the
Yes.
election process, and it also has to do with character before the actual elections happen. So some of the positions that they applied for, you could see where they would actually do well in the capacity if they are even voted in.
Correct.
Right. So yes, there is present campaigning of the person's profile and stuff like that, but there is also them being a normal citizen of Trinidad and Tobago, doing their thing, and now people seeing where their character would fit into the elections.
Correct.
Yes.
And they're all hard workers. If you listen to their histories and, what they would have contributed to Tobago, I believe that they are all hard workers, and definitely the executive would benefit from any one of them. Yeah. So it is a matter of how the Tobago electorate, the TPP electorate, how they would analyze which is better. And I wish everybody good luck.
I wish them luck as well. All right. How many slates are there in this internal election? And do you think the TTP members are obligated to vote a slate as opposed to an individual? What is your take on this?
Well, in this election, there are no slates really, right? The electorate, the TPP electorate, they would have to vote for who they think is best fit for each position. So there's no slate. You may have people who teamed up based on their history in the field.
Yes.
So, and maybe they might see value in campaigning that way. But according to the party rules, there are no slates at all. So you can vote for anybody vying for any position. Yeah? So there are no slates, right? You look carefully, look at everybody vying for the position, listen to them, listen to their campaigns, and you make the best decision you can on election day this coming Sunday.
Yes, and I do agree. Whoever you think is best suited for the position, you do it on what you think is right. All right. Thank you, Ms. Panton, Ms. Panton, for sharing that piece of advice to those who have to vote for who has to be elected. All right. Is everything in place for the internal elections? I mean, you said there was a lot of things going on in this space. You had the Sports and Family Day to prepare for, but you said that you had an excellent team working with. So are you ready for the internal elections on Sunday? Is everything prepared?
So let me first say that this entire journey, most people would have been volunteering their services, and I'm extremely impressed with the level of work, the level of dedication they displayed throughout. And I would say yes. I think everything is in place. If not, everything should be in place by the end of this week. We have some training happening this week. So outside of that, I think we have everything else ready, right? We have the polling stations, the necessary officers to execute their duties on polling day. So we have everything in place. And I believe that the candidates themselves, they are prepared, they are ready. I don't think that I have ever experienced a more organized election. Yeah, this is extremely organized, and I must give credit to the team. Yeah, we have a lot of talented people in this space, and they come from all walks of life. They would have represented in different parties. And this is a very good example of a party coming together from all different parties and being able to work together to build something Tobago-centric. I'm pretty impressed. And it speaks to the bigger issue that this journey is not a journey for a party, right? This is a journey for the people of Tobago.
Yes.
And we have successfully brought together all the people to ensure that we have a good representation of what Tobago looks like. Yeah, so I'm sure that we are ready for Sunday.
Okay, you sound very ready based on what you've been saying.
Mhm.
What will you like to see happen after persons have been voted in by the membership to form the new TPP executive? What would you like to see going forward?
Well, personally, let me say that I've studied in different countries. I've worked with a lot of teams before, and I would not, according to the old people, put water in my mouth to say that sometimes you're in a group and some people would carry the group while others just move along. It is something that I try not to encourage, even as a secretary with my division. Because we have a lot of people that are, we have people that are aggressive, different personalities.
Yes, of
They
course.
will be aggressively ambitious. You have silent people that are very ambitious. And then you have people who, they know we're here or not there. So they just go along. I would like to see that the team that has been voted in, they function as a team and not, well, I think a few of them have it all together, so I will just work along with whatever.
Yes.
No. I want everyone to contribute, to pull their weight, so to speak, right? So that we don't shortchange the people of Tobago, right? You give of your best. It is something that I encourage anywhere I am because I understand the value of having everybody on the team contribute.
Yes.
You get excellent results when people work together. Yeah? And that is why it was important for us to set the stage in terms of how each person vying for the position, how they campaign. The slander is not necessary, right? If you see that as necessary, that means something, it speaks to your personality. If you are on the same team, then you would not need to slander anybody on the same team. And we are Team Tobago.
Yes.
Yeah, we are Team TPP.
And
Yeah?
might I put in that, well, in experience, it doesn't have to be in elections per se, but I've experienced where, a team is as strong as its weakest link.
Correct.
What happens, it is amazing to see what happens when your weakest link is actually strong. when the team is acting as a team, and as you said, for the benefit of Tobago, so we do look forward to a properly functioning TPP executive.
Correct.
Right? You mentioned you had a sports and family day. Could you just enlighten us on why you had that sports and family day before the election process?
No, the sports and family day, I mean, a lot of people would have said, Secretary, why not have it after the internal elections? Now, the sports and family day was not a competition to see who better than who politically, right? I think the days for that really, gone. My focus was to bring everybody into the space to get familiar with each other again. We all have different lives, and even at the executive level, we have so much work to do that the difficulty of finding time to play is extremely, it's hard.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was an attempt to bring us all to one space. It was an exciting event. Nobody cared who came from where, and and I love the rivalry, you call it. You had the East against the West and the North, and everybody basically created that energy that we needed. The competitive energy. Who better than who in terms of demographics, and it brought a cheerful feeling among the membership, and that is what it was about. To show that, hey, we are staging this because we want people to heal after. And no. This was a natural process for us, getting together, becoming familiar, meeting, talking, playing with the kids. We're entering into an election, a peaceful one, might I add. And with God's grace, it will remain like that until Sunday. Yeah?
Yes.
But again, as I said, even though the persons that are vying, they aren't voted in, they will be, their skills will be harnessed in order to serve the party.
And I was just about to ask
Yes.
that, how do you all plan on treating with the persons who might not make it through the, win for the position in the election?
A party has so many things that, that we have to get done. I mean, you're basically trying to form a party, right? Yeah. So you'd definitely need a lot of committees and subcommittees in order to execute a lot of the activities that we have upcoming. Yeah. And that is how we intend to go forward. Embracing everyone and more, not only those vying for the positions, but you have a lot of talented people in this space. They're willing to give of themselves. They're willing to volunteer as well. So we are accepting everyone because, as I said, this is our Tobago and we are the ones to fix it.
Yes. Okay, so thank you so much, Mrs.
Yes.
Panton, for being with us here this
Yes.
morning. For those of you just joining us, we are here with Mrs. Natisha Charles Panton. I mean, yes, we know her as the Assemblyman who graces our screens from time to time, but she was here speaking to us about the internal elections to be hosted by the TPP. She will be the overseer of these internal elections. Might I say before we go, according to one of our viewers, this is progress and we see Tobago actually moving forward through these elections. All right, so viewers, we ask you to stay tuned. We ask you to continue to look on and be excited for what's upcoming. Mrs. Panton, once again, thank you so much for being with us here this morning. Viewers, we encourage you all to share the live, share the live, share the live.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. look up below, 'cause this is your show.
Innovative, dedicated, impactful. The public service now and beyond. Today we celebrate our stalwarts who have left an enduring legacy on the public service in Tobago. Harold Stewart has served over 40 years in different spheres of the public service. However, his greatest challenge in life came when he assumed duties at the Department of Land Management between 1998 and 2022. Mr. Stewart was part of the team selected to build out the structure and enforce the Squatters Regularization Act in 1988. Though he was met with a lot of hostility, Mr. Stewart says the job at Land Management taught him the most life lessons and was, for him, most rewarding.
Thank you, Mr. Stewart.
Sun Up Tobago is here. Join us on Saturday, July 6th from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. at Delta Compound Argyle for an unforgettable summer experience. Enjoy an all-inclusive experience with mouth-watering food, coolers are allowed, and Pets Island Vibe. This is a tickets-only event. Get your tickets now at Barco, Lust, and Pablo's Argyle. Don't miss out on the event of the summer. Sun Up Tobago, sponsored by Tobago Updates, B-Mobile, State Solutions, and Thorns Place.
Look at people in here tonight.
Notice is hereby given that the 63rd Annual General Meeting, AGM, of the Bethel Credit Union Cooperative Society Limited will take place using a hybrid format on Thursday, June 27th from 5 p.m. The physical location will be upstairs the Mount Marie branch office. The purpose of the meeting is to receive minutes of the 62nd Annual General Meeting, to receive reports as follows: statutory and board-appointed committees, report of the auditor and audited financial statements, to receive budgetary proposals for 2024, to elect officers, to approve general resolutions, and lastly to transact any other business that may properly come before the meeting. A digital copy of the AGM brochure is available on the website. Please visit our website at www.bethelcredituniont.com or any one of our branches for further information.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning.
Alright, welcome back to Youth Wednesdays and Tobago Updates Morning Show. You're viewing us here live in Portmore, Scarborough, Tobago. My name is Dwayne Nurse. Welcome back. And just a quick shout out to some of our ardent viewers. I'm seeing Miss Natasha Second, Pearl Murray Beard, Miss Sutika Williams, Otis Nixon. Good morning to all of you viewers. We want to take the discussion down a notch from a political one to more of a community oriented event. And to foster that discussion this morning, we have the CEO, Mr. Joel Kirk of the Speyside Fisherman Association, and Miss Rodika Connell. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
How are you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Latta.
Good, man. Good.
No long me say Latta. Nice to see you, brother. So tell us about yourselves and just a little bit about Speyside Fisherman Association.
Well, I want to say good morning to everyone, viewers. Pleasure. I really appreciate it to be here today. I was a bit nervous, but nevertheless, I'm here. Right, so Speyside Fisherman have been around for a long while, even before I was actually there. So we're gonna say I've been going past just the fisherman. But before, most people just watch it as every year again a fete. It's not like that anymore again.
Right.
You know, we have a lot of activities, community activities, cleaning up. This is the idea. We start cleaning the beach now.
Right.
All them grape tree in front, then we start cleaning up all that. So normally Speyside was like one way, but we wanted to transfer from one way to the next. So we had to move on.
So how did you get to the position as CEO? That is a big position, man.
Really? Well, the fisherman, like 2018, then they come here COVID.
Right.
So they didn't really have no activity much.
Fun, right.
So I was behind. You know, one day I was talking to Earl Davison. He's actually one of the guys and them the top of the Speyside fisherman. So I was talking to him once and I said, "Boy, you are back Speyside fisherman." Like, and he was like, "Yeah, sure, I can manage that, but like plenty of work, you know." I said, "Yes." He said, "You go do it." I said, "Well, I will find some people." So actually we did, and we find some people. The first person that came to mind before was Radhika. Always he said Radhika was always there. Say good, that is a girl. So you good Radhika. So it was there for a while, and then we start interview. So he said he wanted to have the Queen show. Cause last year we have a really nice Queen show.
Really?
Really nice Queen show. Last year people was asking for it this year, but you know, sponsors didn't really came up this year that much, so we couldn't really get to keep the
So
Queen
you know how
show.
to do better next time.
So Queen show start planning, so we get a bigger one.
Nice.
So instead of a half Queen show, we'll get hopefully next year we get a full thing next year gospel line. So as we come here today, it's really to people to know what we about
Yes.
and
But
what we.
before we get into that, let's leave some shine for Miss Connell. So Miss Connell, since he come here telling me you is a spokesperson, and you are the PRO of the organization.
Somewhat. Yes,
So
somewhat.
there's another person
So,
functioning as PRO.
I am like part of like community. I
Right.
love my community. So where there is organizations that I can support and lend my assistance, I'm actually there.
Right.
now I'm part of the Business Council. I'm also the president of YTV as well too. So just giving back to Speyside and the community is something that I like to do. And so I took upon this role as their spokesperson to kind of help the group push forward, because I see not just the fed part of it, but I also see where they are doing stuff for the community, and that is something that is important to me as well too. So I'm just here.
So the beach cleanup, Olean just do this just because Olean having fishermen?
No, this was just random.
Okay,
this was just random. They just pick it up on themselves
That's
and
really good.
take some
Really good.
cutlass and just went and started cleaning up the beach without any planning.
Right. So you were spoken for before you actually became PRO. Mr. Kirk would have mentioned that the fisherman then and the fisherman now has changed.
Yes.
What did change based on your comparison and your knowledge?
So back then, the organization were more onto the fete. So there was the Friday, Saturday night, Sunday morning, Juve, all those kind of stuff fete. And it wasn't, it loses its essence in terms of sports and family day.
Right.
And so they have found a way to bring that back. So it's no longer about just the fete. It's also about having family days, sports, and they also took it a notch. Apart from just the July weekend that they will normally have fishermen, they now have other activities throughout the year to kind of engage the community. So last year they would have had their charity drive. They would have had a Christmas gift for the young people. They would have had several cookouts, assist with different activities. And so they are slowly but surely getting more involved in the community, and that is what they are about as well too.
Oh, nice. So this fisherman is themed rebirth. Did somebody get baptized?
No, but again, because there's a transition from the fete to now more of a community base.
Right.
Yes, it's a rebirth.
So you have a list of activities.
Yes.
The fisherman fete, right? It's a fisherman fete. Now, in my limited understanding of fisherman fetes, rarely do you ever see such a collaborative effort with the fisher folk. What do you guys hope to do in relation with the fisher folk in terms of activities even? And having the actual fishermen involved.
So some of the members that are part of this organization also were part of the Boats Association, the Fisherman Boat Association.
Okay,
So that Earl Davidson, there is, we call him Taxi, right? They also are persons behind the scenes that would have been a part of that Fisherman Association before. So this now, Joel coming and taking over is more or less including not just the fisherman, but also having more community-based activities to collaborate. Hence the reason Reboots.
Yes. So what is your hope in terms of the event? Is it for all ages? Just list some of the activities for the different age groups, so that people might be intrigued and sold about your event. Let me hear from Mr. Kirk.
Well, on the Saturday, well, before the Friday, we have a nice barbecue, open up from about 3 in the afternoon till when everything's sold out. So hopefully we'll get a nice crowd. And then the Saturday going to be very nice. Lots of, we have street cricket, which it doesn't really happen much, you don't really see that much. So it's kind of bringing back to long time stay, into the new. So you have a single wicket, and you have street football, and you have netball. We just included netball into this year.
So you're having it by the pavilion?
But, the pavilion is not ready as yet. We were trying to see if we get the light fix, but we didn't get the opportunity to get the light fix because you have a short vote shortage in that area. So the Space High School was very nice to let us that compound there. So
nice.
Yeah, so we gotta say thanks to them. So they let us compound, so we will be there. So netball will be taking place. You have cricket, and you have football, and you have also we have a marathon this year too.
A marathon.
Marathon this year.
So what is the route?
The marathon is from Charlottesville to Speyside.
That's a small thing. I could run that in about 2 minutes.
Come up.
No. I don't want to put too much of people on shine.
No, that's the thing. We want to show up people. So far we still well, it's come down to waiting on some of the sponsors still to put prices to almost everything. But we have an idea that what we want to go on, what we are about for sure. But we're just waiting on the sponsors and them to see what they want to give it to us. Make sure the first prize and the second prize thing.
Nice.
But we have some medals also, so almost everybody that take part in the
would get
so at least we'll go with
really
something.
Good. That's really good.
So especially the kids and them, some kids might be faithful. I didn't bring first, but you still have something to at least they could come back next year.
Right. What about food? Would food be free on that day? We get a free breakfast, anything complimentary?
Well, it will be some complimentary for the sponsors, because they're like, so let the sponsor give us something.
Sponsor $2.
Only the sponsor, that will be good. So if you put some sponsor. But unlike that, there will be lots of cheat. Space I know for cooking. As the chief friend there, Space I know for cooking.
The chief sec?
The chief sec. We know if you cooking, put him on spot one time. Well, he said he's going to give us a meal, he's going to cook for us a day. So you can actually get something there. So don't worry.
All right. So we get the fried fish.
You're getting the fried fish.
The fried bacon, roast bacon.
And in the morning time, the Sunday morning, it will be breakfast on sale. So go wrong, dry fish, fried fish.
Dry fish and fried fish.
Yes, in the morning. And you have your corn soup there too.
Okay, nice.
And so and in the afternoon, will be lots of the vendors, and there are going to be vendors there also with their cuisine, wherever they have lots of things. So don't worry, things to eat, drink, fun, music, everything. Space is the place to be.
People love, the idea of the FET event. Are there elements in the event that would kind of give that feel of a FET? Like perhaps drinks, music, special artists.
Well, he was trying to get an artist, but it so happened that most of the time Space Fisherman fall. Most of the big artists and them is out of the country, on tour. But there will be some top DJs. Don't worry, for real, there will be some top DJs in Space.
So I could come and throw, not throw ways, I could pelt some ways.
You could pelt it, you could throw it, you could keep it, you could cry down. I guarantee Space is going to be, I like that actually the part. Song system by Roger D. Can't go wrong. Some of the top DJs from Trinidad and Tobago, like Poison Song.
Poison Song.
Can't go wrong. Poison is one of the top DJ. And also, we have from Space Side, you have King Legal and Shan.
Nice.
Yeah, Flambeau going to be there. So you have top DJs, everyone will be there. And all the community DJs that we render the service to us to during the day.
Right. So you mentioned that you had some challenges with your sponsors. In creating the event and making it something that is a staple in Tobago and in the east of Tobago, what are some of your plans going forward, coming out from planning of this event, so that it would remain a staple and sustainable to you guys?
Well, one of the plan going forward, and we start seeing more people jaffing in more, especially sponsors, to what do you say, more charity events and things.
Right.
All right. So we, as I said earlier, we're not interested in this space as fisherman alone.
Right.
We are doing everything. We are non-profitable group. You don't get profit. I don't get paid. She don't get paid. No, we don't get paid. Right. The most of the happen when
doing for the love.
It's for the love of it and for space side. And they do space side. I don't make joke in the community. So we keep asking. We keep showing people. Well, people, a sponsor want to really see. Well, if I sponsor you,
what is your return?
What you return to my business or my thing? So that we're really about.
Right.
So we're all about getting our Facebook pages up, Instagram, everything, well, TikTok, everything is up, and we are doing good. Actually, Blue Waters actually came out and said they want to be aboard. So the sponsors.
That's really good.
That was really good.
That's
That's
really
one
good.
of our main sponsors.
Really good.
And also Blue Waters. From
So
Trinidad.
everything blue coming and support.
Well, we have some blue there.
Nice. And that is really, really good. Perhaps a suggestion might be to kind of make it a all weekend thing and promote it in advance, so that it would bring in.
That was actually
we have Mantology in the area soon. We have Blue Waters in, so people who want to come and spend the entire weekend.
Yes.
Also from Trinidad, so advertising might be one of the things you guys could capitalize on or improve on going forward.
Yeah, that's actually something on the making as well too.
Yeah.
So we want to create that weekend package, that Speyside weekend package, so that they will come, and not just the Fishermen Association will be benefiting, but other businesses within the community. So that's something we're slowly working on.
Right. But fishermen don't say fish rink. But certain people would say that Speyside is one of the best villages, one of the tourist attractions. For the viewers who might not know, what are some of the best spots in Speyside that are tourist attraction that people might want to come and see outside of your event?
Okay, right. So far, well, everybody knows Jamal's Tree House. That's one of our staples, right? Restaurants. We also have our little Tobago Island store as well too. So we have the biggest rain coral, as everybody know, within the Caribbean. And so we have that opportunity where you're not just coming to Speyside just to enjoy the fete, but you have the opportunity to go and take an island tour, or just partake with the different restaurants within the village that you can,
And
patronize
there's
it.
this Speyside lookout, there's the water
And there's the water wheel. You see, look at that, So there's the water
I'm
wheel.
from Tobago, but
Right? So we trying our best. And so this is, again, because it's the second year, still some work needs to be done. But the idea is to really and truly merge the Fishermen Association along with the different businesses within Speyside to create that package, to have persons come to Speyside and enjoy what Speyside has to offer.
Yes.
Because before we used to be, that village that persons will come and enjoy, and then after COVID, we lost touch of things, and so we slowly but surely bringing it back together, and we are using the different events that we are having and the different community groups as well to merge everything together, so that Speyside could be that nice little lovely village with a package that we can offer.
But I must mention one other spot there. You see,
I hope it's not our secret spots.
Do say it.
Do say it. That's a secret.
They have to come to the village.
They have to come to the village, and they need to stay by Speyside Jetty and tell them that we want to go to that secret spot.
Listen, viewers.
Guarantee.
Listen, if you go to Speyside and ask for the secret spot, right, to take them to the secret spot, who to ask for? Who's the best boatman in Speyside?
Well, there are lots of boatmen in Speyside.
Just name a few for the event's sake.
Well, you have Top Ranking, you have Frankie T. Also, you have.
Not Frankie Toss down in.
No. We have your own Frankie in Speyside on top of the line. And also, you have Jackie. There is Jackie there.
Right.
So, there are lots of boats. But to go to the secret spot, you only need them. Name that we call first was like the glass bottom boat. If you want to go to the island and then come back to the secret spot. But if you want to go straight to the secret spot, you just go to Speyside Jetty, and there's lots of pirogue there. We take you to the secret spot.
I have somebody from Trinidad who actually call it the Lovers Lane.
The Lovers Lane?
Yeah.
I go wrong there.
Not for.
No, it's just the secret spot.
That's the secret spot. Unfortunately, viewers, this brings us to the end of this interview this morning. Thank you guys for coming, Lata. It's been a pleasure. good luck and all the best on your event. Viewers, thank you very much. This brings us to the end of this morning's segment on Youth Wednesdays on Tobago Updates Morning Show. Viewers, just be safe. Just remember to share the live, share the live, share the live. We go over to Good Morning Tobago.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed partners and sponsors, and most importantly, our beloved communities, welcome to the Tobago Heritage Festival 2024. As we embark on the 37th year of this festival, our theme is We Come Back. Back to our communities, back to our villages, back to our true indigenous heritage presentations and productions. We are bringing back iconic events such as Yesterday's Children, Bell Manor Riots, and Courtship Codes. We want to highlight the importance of coming back to our roots, celebrating the people and the communities that make Tobago so special. Get ready for an unforgettable experience as we say, we come back to our true essence. We want to encourage each and every one of you to continue to support our cultural development and preservation in any way that you can. Your support is truly invaluable. Together, we can continue to make a positive impact that will be felt for generations to come. Thank you, and see you in July.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is with immense pride and excitement that I address you to officially launch the 2024 Tobago Heritage Festival. The Tobago Heritage Festival is not just an event. It is a journey back to our roots. This year's theme, We Come Back. Back to our communities, back to our villages, back to our true indigenous heritage presentations and productions. It captures the true essence of revitalizing the culture and traditions that have shaped our identity for generations. This year marks the 37th successful hosting of the festival, and we are proud to officially dub the month of July as Tobago Heritage Month, a time when our island comes alive with rhythms, flavors, and stories of our ancestors. The festival continues to offer an unparalleled opportunity for economic growth on the island. Every stakeholder, from local artisan and vendor to hospitality businesses and transportation services, stand to benefit. Our vibrant cultural displays will attract visitors, boost tourism, and provide a significant economic uplift to the island. The heart of this festival beats in our communities. We are empowering each village to manage its own productions to ensure authenticity and sustainability. The Tobago Festival Commissions Limited and the Tobago House of Assembly are here to support you, fostering an environment where our heritage can flourish sustainably. As we embark on this journey, let us celebrate the essence of Tobago. Let us honor our heritage and support our communities as we showcase the vibrant culture that makes our island unique. Thank you.
Welcome to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Guys, you know when you see me sitting here, it's because we're about to have those conversations that you want to have while I ask those questions that you want asked. But before we get into this morning's conversation, let's have our news in 90 seconds.
The news is brought to you by Standards. At Standard, nobody beats us on price. Believe it.
Patriots oppose the THA's budget for fiscal 2025, presented by Chief Secretary Farley Augustine, criticizing it for the lack of development plans and deviating from the campaign promises. The THA requested $3.956 billion, down from $4.54 billion in 2024, yet still above the typical central government allocation of just over $2 billion. While Augustine blames the central government for hindering Tobago's development, PDP Chairman Sean Ned argued that the administration has no grounds for complaining after receiving $7 billion in subventions over the past 2.5 years. Additionally, Chief Secretary Farley Augustine unveiled plans to use facial recognition technology to combat illegal firearms and gun-related violence in Tobago. Augustine emphasized that safety and security are top priorities. Despite the focus on safety, Augustine's 2024 budget presentation reiterated existing initiatives, including the reinstatement of the Community Safety Program. This program, managed by the Division of Community Development, Youth Development and Sports, aims to mobilize and empower communities for safety management, establishing community service support in all community centers, builds trust between communities and law enforcement by developing tailored community safety plans, organizing community safety events, and implementing smart city technologies like facial recognition for safer communities. And finally, former Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith praised the Chief Secretary Farley Augustine's proposal for the THA's police unit as a step in the right direction. Augustine stated that the legal review for the unit is completed, allowing for its implementation. Griffith supported the move, but expressed concerns about coordination with the existing police service in Tobago. He emphasized the need for comprehensive crime-fighting strategies, including tighter security checks for vehicles from Trinidad and Tobago and improved call center operations. Griffith stressed that the new unit should be part of a broader effort to enhance security in Tobago. And that was our news in 90 seconds.
Get your quality furniture and appliances at Standards. Frigidaire, gas range, $599. Serta, base and mattress, $1,899. RC, 50-inch smart 4K TV, as low as $2,599. Yes, at Standard, nobody beats us on price. Believe it. Deltec Distributors Weekend Special. Wings Friday, 3 pounds wings, 2.5 kilogram fries. Special 100 TT. Soup Saturday, 2 pounds cube beef, 2 pounds cow heel, 2 pounds chicken foot, 2 pounds pigtail, or smoked bone. Special $150. Super Sunday, 3 pounds leg and thigh chicken, 3 pounds sliced pork, 3 pounds lamb slice, 3 pounds cheese, 2 pack of pasta. Special $250. Located Main Road, Argyle, Tobago. We deliver 20 TT. Contact us on deltecdistributors.com 395-5040 or 237-0102. Deltec Distributors Weekend Special.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. I am Chanel Felix, and this morning we're going to kickstart our conversation by continuing the conversation actually on one that we had yesterday with Mrs. Natasha Ann Second, and on Monday we would have spoken to Miss Chrislyn Moore. This morning we have another candidate on the screen who is also vying for that position of chairman of the party. Assemblyman Trevor James. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Chanel. It's good to be here. Good
morning,
Tobago.
Well, I had the opportunity to speak with two of your competitors vying for this position, and this morning I am blessed to be able to speak with you as well. Now, before we get into the actual elections that are heating up, everyone wants to know, why does Trevor James want to compete for the chairman of the TPP party?
Chanel, the chairman of the party, especially the first chairman of the party, must embody the membership of the party, must embody the struggle for autonomy, must understand that he or she is the representative of the rank and file of the party to the executive council and to the political leadership. I started this journey in this active politics when I was asked to run the campaign for the PDP then in 2017 as their campaign manager. And I think I have now developed the political experience, the managerial experience, of course, I've had for years, and I have the government management of the public service, public sector experience that I think are necessary ingredients that should help the chairman carry out the role that is necessary, not only to build out the structures of the party, which is critical, but to do so expeditiously and to ensure that every member of the party has a fair chance to participate at whatever area they wish to participate.
Right. And do you plan to present yourself for public office again in the next election? And how do you plan to manage, again, being the chairman of the party, controlling the overall campaign for that general election and that THA election while managing your own campaign, if that is the case?
Again, it's the organizational structuring. The idea that I've heard floating about is that active secretaries ought not to run for executive membership. I think if you extend that to the logical extreme, what you are saying is that your chairman will become an independent person who is a full-time employee of the party, because anyone else has a day job. The idea that someone cannot carry out these two functions simultaneously falls when we understand, of course, that the political leader who has the biggest job in the country is also on the executive. When we understand that the deputy political leader, who probably has the second biggest job, is also on the executive and has executive functions. Not only that, we must understand that we are not starting today. We are not rebuilding the wheel today. We have examples of political entities who have been successful, and we must look at those entities and take the successes, successful structures, and better them. In the PNM, Mr. Young, who is a senior minister, is the chairman. In the UNC, I think the guy named is Tanku, who is a representative, who is the chairman. and people see nothing wrong with that. I don't think it is if you're an assemblyman, you somehow will lose your ability to manage your time, or if you are working outside of the assembly and you have a job in the division or a job in the private sector, that you somehow are better able to manage your time. I don't think it's that at all. I think we have to get to the place where we analyze the offerings before us and we make the best choice, and stop trying to make present these ideas that somehow there is a need for separation of the executive. The chairman represents the party issues to the political executive, and that entity, in my opinion, is best served being part of the executive, the political executive as well.
Right. And from the conversation that we've been seeing unfolding on social media in regards to this internal election and the inclusion of a number of members of the THA executive being on the executive of the party, from what I've seen, the conversation surrounds accountability and not having that repetition of everything that's happening at the executive council level happening at the party level. Where does the separation occur when most of the members of the executive are on the executive for the party? Who determines which of the candidates are going back into office? Who determines how you separate those issues at the THA level from the party level, and ensure that level of accountability and transparency from members of the party to the executive?
Well, again, Chanel, I don't see the issue. When I look at the list of candidates, I don't see a majority of assembly persons on the list. I see a few. Also, the party is going to build out the organs of the party. The executive will build out the organs of the party. It is from the action groups that nominations come for members. The executive will have committees to deal with that and to make representation. So I don't see that there is a need to decide that persons who are in the political executive, in the THA executive, to be debarred from being part of the party executive because there might be collusion in some way. I don't think that at all. Otherwise, you will have a political leader who is not the chief secretary, and so on, if you extend the logic out. So I don't see that at all.
Okay. And you are going up against two very powerful women, one in Attorney Kristen Moore and the other in Natasha second. Now, with Natasha Ann second, we've seen her kind of leading the charge and the conversation when you guys were doing that party launch and a number of initiatives, kind of being very vocal here on Tobago Updates for the party. And a number of persons would have expected that, you know, with the work that she was putting in to get the party registered and all of that, that she would have automatically, you know, gone unopposed as a number of the positions on the executive for chairman. After seeing all that work that she would have done, why do you think it's important to still have that level of democracy for that chairman position?
Competition is good. I don't think. A friend of mine, a couple of years ago, told me that there is no king in Igbo land. And he repeated it a few times, and I began to research this idea of no king in Igbo land. And essentially, the theory behind that is saying that you don't build something for yourself. We are building this thing for the next generation, for the diaspora Tobagonian in Trinidad and wherever they are around the world. This Tobago People's Party is for all of us, and the competition is good. And nowhere should we expect that we should have an appointed chairman. The chief secretary and political leader interim took a decision to appoint committees, and Ms. Second, I suppose, did a great job in getting us to this point. But now we need to transition from that interim place to the actual executive, and the competition for positions is good, and you know, the best person will win. The party membership will look at the offerings before them and will make a choice as to who they think they wish to lead the organs of the party, who they wish to build out the organs of the party, and we would see how it goes on Monday night.
Okay. And another one of the things that continue to come up in the conversation about one of your competitors is Attorney Chrislyn Moore. You know, in her history as being a political leader for the Tobago Forwards, persons are seeing if she is the chairman of the party, then it's just the same old party with a new logo, new symbol. How do you feel about that conversation being carried about in this space?
Well, I don't want to comment on whether Ms. Moore being chairman will somehow make the TPP a replica of some older party. I really don't believe that. I think Ms. Moore is a competent person. The issue before the membership is how you strategically select someone, or why you strategically select someone to lead. And the experience, the expertise, and the benefit of having a specific person lead the party. So I wouldn't go to that place where I would say that, you know, either Ms. Second or Ms. Moore are bad candidates. I think I present myself because I believe I'm a better candidate. I believe my history since coming into public office is clear, that if you give me a task to do, that I will do it quickly, and I will do it to the best that it could be done. Other people have other experiences and other history, and all the power to them for that. But you know, we have to be clear that we want to ensure that every member has an equal chance, that no member is disenfranchised in this process and after this process, that there's a level of inclusivity that will pervade the party. And we want to make sure when we vote, ordinary members, when you vote not for slates, but for individuals. You know, and I've made a statement on this slate thing, you know, in a post, and I've seen some comments on it and so on. But we have to remember that we don't allow history to repeat itself in this new thing that we are trying to build. We have struggled for 2 years in trying to get to this place. The history of slates in political parties shows that the creation of slates and smaller groups in the political entities are in fact the beginning of the fracturing of the party. It has happened in the DSC after Robinson left and how Troy became leader in 96. We saw the party splitting because of these groups of people who felt they should lead and couldn't get to lead. We saw it in the TOP, we saw it in the Forwards, we saw it in the PNM after Orville, where these slates develop. And if you're on one slate or you're not on the next slate, if your slate win, you get disenfranchised, you can't get a job or a benefit or whatever largesse you expect. And that to me is a critical thing. We need people, we need the membership to look at every candidate, not at slates, to look at every candidate and determine for yourself whether James is the best candidate, whether Ogis is the best candidate, whether Moore is the best candidate, and you vote individually, and you expect that when that group is successful after the election, you expect that group of people will work together. When you go to slates, what you are suggesting is that my slate should become predominant in the party, and that is a fear, that is a risk of fracturing the party and going the way of political parties before us, of splitting up. And we want to guard against that strongly.
All right. And please tell us, what are some of your plans and your overall vision for the position of, well, for the party in your position as chairman, and encourage the members of your party to come out and be a part of that election come Sunday the 30th.
I'll take the last one first.
All right.
I believe TPP members, TPP people, my apologies, this opportunity will come every 2 years according to the Constitution. And this is probably the most critical point in our development. It is the first executive that will be voted in, one man, one vote. And it is our duty on Sunday to to come out and make sure that the right people are at the helm of the party to lead the party. The party has to develop strategies, and you need people who understand vision and who have the ability to translate the vision into measurable, deliverable projects. You know, the history that I have presented to the people of Tobago clearly shows that in 2021, the major strategy of the PDP election was based on the Scarborough Development Plan. That's a vision that I conceptualized, transformed it into a project, into something that can be delivered to the people. And that is the kind of expertise that you want. You want someone who can build out organizational structures to improve performance and efficiency and so on. You see it now at the division which I lead. When we got there, every project was being done externally. Now we have restructured the division, and we are seeing the benefits of that, where public service workers are now executing most of the projects and are doing a great job of doing that as well. And so you need that kind of experience to ensure that the guy in Castara and the guy in Delaford and the man in Charlottesville and Belgarden and so on have an equal chance to be part of this growing phenomenon that we're building. And you need people at the helm who understand how to bring that whole group of people together and to have all the structures and all the organs developed to such a way where each heart and each lung and each vein and each sinew is working together to move the thing forward in a manner where Tobago benefits.
All
and
right.
I think Trevor is the man for that.
All right. Well, you heard it here, guys. Mr. James is offering himself for that position of chairman during that internal TPP elections come Sunday, the 30th of June. And if you are a part of that party and you are registered to vote, come out and vote. And similar to what was said yesterday, if you're not voting, you can also help the candidates by campaigning on their behalf. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back right after this.
Thank you.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tapago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tapago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tapago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tapago's at your service.
The countdown is on to the Tobago Public Service Day Expo 2024. Join us on July 5th at the Shore Park Complex to discover the dynamic world of public service where innovation meets dedication. Explore exciting careers, experience innovative services, enjoy interactive displays, and a whole lot more. Come join us on July 5th at the Shore Park Complex from 9:30 a.m. Visit the office of the Chief Secretary's Facebook page for details. Tobago Public Service Day Expo 2024. Public service now and beyond.
Sun Up Tobago is here. Join us on Saturday, July 6th from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. at Delta Compound Argyle for an unforgettable summer experience. Enjoy an all-inclusive experience with mouth-watering food, coolers are allowed, and best island vibe. This is a tickets-only event. Get your tickets now at Barco, Lust, and Pablo's Argyle. Don't miss out on the event of the summer. Sun Up Tobago, sponsored by Tobago Updates, B-Mobile, State Solutions, and Thorns Place.
Look at people in here tonight.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. We're continuing our conversation this morning, and we are chatting with the DIU Youth Innovation Lab. This morning, I have the privilege of chatting online with Mrs. Laura Debaru. I hope that I pronounced that correctly. If I did not, please correct me.
It's Dabro, but close enough.
All right. Well, nice. Thank you so much, Laura. And you are the Senior Business Development Officer at Kareri. And you guys have that business development, that Youth Innovation Lab that is a part of your overall business innovation program. So tell us a bit about that DIA Youth Innovation Lab and how Tobago young entrepreneurs or just business-minded youth can become a part of that initiative.
Thank you so much for having me this morning, and we definitely want to, touch more about Tobago Youth with our program. So this initiative Kariri became part of this initiative in 2021. It is an initiative for Latin America and the Caribbean that was formed by the Trust for the Americas, the Organization of American States, and the City Foundation. So those are our key partners who really made this happen. And Kariri is fortunate to be the implementing lab for Trinidad and Tobago. It is located in Freeport in Trinidad. However, we have done a roving lab because we have visited Tobago with some of our goodies like the robots and so on. So we have done workshops in Tobago. But in terms of the lab, we provide training in entrepreneurship and ICT to bridge that gap for any type of business, and we provide that training virtually. So it is a hybrid type program so that we are able to involve our Tobago brothers and sisters.
Right, and please tell us about the registration process. Is it that you have cohorts, and when is the next cohort going to start?
Yes, we do have cohorts. So for this year, we are currently taking in registration. It is open. Cohort 16 starts on Monday. That's July the 1st. But we do have two other cohorts that are open for registration. So we do encourage persons to really take up that opportunity because it is a free program. It's only going to cost you your time.
Age group for this youth lab is between 18 to 35. Tell us a bit about that demographic.
So just a little, it's 16 to 34.
16 to 34.
Yes. So we want to encourage persons, young people to understand that there are different pathways. We know that the economy is difficult. So as they are coming out of school, they can get into entrepreneurship, or even when, you get degrees, or as you progress and things get more difficult, considering entrepreneurship is an option. So that is definitely what the lab is there for, to empower young people and to let them know that entrepreneurship is an option. And they have things that they can do given even with limited resources.
Right. And it says that you are not only targeting 16 to 34, but you're also targeting students, low income, unemployed, underemployed, women in vulnerable situations, as well as persons with disabilities. Tell us, the fact that you are online says that you are, taking care of those demographics, especially, new moms, persons with disabilities who may not be able to make that transition between Trinidad and Tobago for the program. Tell us a bit about how the outline is for the overall program. Is it that you have sessions online twice a week, once a week, in the evening? How is it structured?
So we are trying to monopolize that July-August period. So most of our training will be during that period. It is during 9 to 12 in the morning. It's hybrid, so we do have some live Zoom sessions. We do have some pre-recorded sessions where you go onto Google Classroom and you do the quizzes, you look at the videos, you get the teaching, and you learn from that. And then we have one in-person session at the lab in Trinidad in Freeport. One of the good things about this program for those who are remote is that everything is recorded and we do upload it to the Google Classroom, and you have access to that. You can, revisit it if there's something that you've missed. So the information is there for you to continue learning and learn at your pace as well.
Okay. And in regards to that roving lab and it coming to Tobago, tell us a bit more about, what that actually entails. Is that like the culmination of the overall program? In the end, there's an event where you bring the lab to Tobago. Please explain the actual lab coming to Tobago a bit further.
Well, in the past, we have visited Tobago in collaboration with, I think it was the Anglican Society. We worked with them and we were able to come to Tobago to, bring some of the robots, demonstrate to the young people. We would love to do that again this year. But that would be something that we are definitely working on. It's funding as well is primary in allowing these things to happen. But we will definitely be visiting Tobago to work with our young people there. We have had a few, not enough, but we have had some stars coming out of Tobago through our DIA lab.
All right. And as a part of the DIA Trinidad and Tobago program, it indicates that there's the opportunity to be a part of initiatives with a number of your global partners in the US, Jamaica, Belize, and a number of other countries around the world. So tell us a bit about that.
So having been part of the lab, there are competitions. For example, we have a pitch tank competition. Once you've completed the training, and through that pitch tank competition, you will participate in a boot camp to receive training in how to prepare your pitch and how to pitch, and then you will pitch to a panel of judges with the hope of receiving seed funding. So there is cash that is given, seed funding toward your business venture. So that is definitely something that most of our young people look forward to. Once they've completed the lab, the training program as well, we through our partners, our beneficiaries are exposed to a lot of different initiatives. For example, cybersecurity training, climate action training in terms of climate change, etc., through the OAS. So they and cybersecurity training through Fortinet. So there are opportunities that arise once you participate in this DIA lab.
To be a part of these initiatives.
Pardon me?
Are these initiatives virtual, or are the trainees given the opportunity to travel to these locations to be a part of these events?
At this time, it is virtual, but I'm not saying there aren't opportunities that they're allowed to travel because there's the DIA summit that happens that would happen in Jamaica. So with financial assistance and collaborations from other sponsors, there is a possibility of our young people traveling, but at this time, these opportunities are virtual.
Okay, thank you so much. And before we wrap up this conversation, please impress on the youth why it's so important to be a part of this, the registration, how they can become registered.
I really want to encourage the young people especially of Tobago to, continue to make a difference. You have that within you. The trading is free, monopolize on the opportunities that are provided for you. And, never stop learning, right? Through the lab, you get exposure to, some coding, some minor programming, apart from the entrepreneurship, the finance, business models, as well as, learning about robotics and new technologies, learning how to pitch. So there is something that you can take away from this training program. We've had young people who would have from Tobago who would have expanded their businesses coming out of this program. So you can be one as well. In terms of the registration, I encourage you to visit our social media pages, the Facebook and Instagram, Twitter, especially the Facebook page and Instagram. Our registration link is there. Caribbean Industrial Research Institute. That's our pages, our page handle. And you can visit our website as well, www.cariri, that's CARIRI.com. You can also email me. My name is a little difficult, but it's LDABREAU at CARIRI.com. Feel free to reach out, and if all else fails, our number is 299-0209, and we're also a Google away. All right, so you can look us up, but definitely consider parents as well. Consider signing your young people up for the program.
Thank you so much, Laura, and she is the Senior Business Development Officer at Cariri. And this morning we have been chatting about the DIA Youth Innovation Lab, and so you have the opportunity to be a part of that, or have your kids or any young person that you know might be interested to sign up and be a part of the initiative. Thank you so much. Guys, we're going to take a quick break right here, and we'll be back right after this.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning.
Get your quality furniture and appliances at Standards. Frigidaire gas range $599. Serta base and mattress $1,899. RC 50-inch smart 4K TV as low as $2,599. Yes, at Standard. Nobody beats us on price. Believe it.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago. This morning, as we continue our conversation, we are chatting about the budget review. Now, if you know that on Monday, the Chief Secretary went to the House and he presented the budget for fiscal 2024-2025. And this morning, as we chat a bit about that, we're talking with the political leader of the Progressive Democratic Patriots, Mr. Watson Duke. Good morning and welcome to Tobago Updates.
Good morning, and Tobago, good morning.
All right, so you have now become a weekly staple. Thank you for coming on. And
for TV health.
Well, we look forward to this discussion this morning. Now, we've all paid attention to that budget that was presented, and in this particular one, the theme of the budget was unlocking Tobago's development potential. We saw a focus there on the human capital development. Tell us a bit about your overall perspective on the theme that was presented and, well, the whole development direction in regards to putting most of the attention and resources into developing Tobagonians at an individual level.
This budget was an afterthought. This budget does not show the level of preparation that any executive must make to lead a country. This is what you call VOOPs, VOOPsing and VADAM, or what you call a blind shot. Look at the presentation. Have you seen the presentation of the book? You see how it looks? It can't even close. Watch. It's open like this. Let me get my camera. This is the book. This book is not complete. There is no professionalism in the presentation of this book. That budget caught them blindsided. It's like they were busy looking for oil money and all kind of thing to play with. And all of a sudden they recognized the budget is coming up. There's not one picture demonstrating any kind of work they would have done or anything they would have developed. There's not one graph in this budget, not one pie chart in this budget. Is this a book that you are presenting to the nation about what their future looks like? Does it look so plain? So disjointed? So I am taken aback by the presentation of the book. Where the team is concerned, unlocking Tobago's development potential, I think they need to unlock their potential first, because they have potential, but apparently they do not know how to maximize their own potential. So they have been bringing Tobago bad light. Everything they touch turns to stone. Everything they touch. Imagine they would have left here before the budget, going to Ghana, so they're going to get investors in Ghana to invest in the quarry. How long it take them to understand that the quarry needs investing? All right? But then what worries me even further, in the budget, they are now coming to talk as if the quarry is a new project. They're going to buy 2 new plants and a concrete plant to get the things going. After we had about 100 truckers parking up 3 o'clock in the morning just to get one load of stuff. There are many homes right now that have to halt construction in this rainy season because there is no stuff in the quarry. They have had that quarry for over 2 years or going to 3 years. And now they are saying they now know they want a new plant, a new concrete plant. They woke up one morning and wrote this book. I'm telling you that. And they went by some bad press who just stick a duty cover on it, and they put a rusty key and say unlocking Tobago's development potential. There's nothing in this that speaks about the island of Tobago, where is that, and our potential. If you're talking potential, you have to see where you are, because that's what you have, and where you want to go. Then you marry the two. That is what we call the potential to get from here to there, to get from a stage where we have little resources to develop into an economy, to a place where we have a full developed economy with all the resources, little as they be, that we have. They have not done that.
Right, and how do you feel about the request of 3.956 billion as opposed to the usual request of about, 4.5?
Well, the first year in 2022, he would have, the Chief Secretary requested $3.97 billion. Mark the figures there. In 2023 budget, I should say, in the 2023 budget, he requested $3.9 billion. In 2024 budget, he requested $4.5 billion. In this budget, he now requests $3.95 billion. Here's the catch. You are claiming in your book of lies, book of deceit, that you will be writing to the Constitution Committee and you will be asking for 8% of the national budget for Tobago. In 2023-2024, in the budget presentation, they asked for the maximum allowable under the Dispute Resolution Committee. And I'm going slow because sometimes I want to make sure everyone understands. All right, so let me backtrack a bit and say, some years ago, under Hochoy Charles, they went to what they call a Dispute Resolution Committee because there was a dispute between what Tobago should have and what Trinidad should give to Tobago. Coming out of that dispute, that official body, by law, made a recommendation or made a ruling that Tobago should get between 4.03 to 6.9% of the budget. Since then, we have been getting around 4.03 of the budget or 4.30 around of the budget. However, Mr. Augustine stated that he estimated the national budget to be this, and so therefore 6.9 of that budget will give us 3.97 billion in 2023. Last year, he estimated $65 billion, and 6.9% of that budget is going to land it as 4.5. This year, he estimates the budget to be $6.5 billion, but yet he's asking for 5.8%. Why the reduction of what he's asking for? It says to me that this fellow does not know what he's doing. If you are asking for the maximum allowable percentage under the Dispute Resolution Commission, right? Then you ought to ask, maintain the highest ask. If it's 6.9, maintain your 6.9. Why are you lowering your expectations and desiring to do more? In addition to that, why is it that you are saying you want to ask for more money, 8%, but yet you are asking for less than the allowable, maximum allowable limit? 6.9.
But
Sounds confusing.
Don't you think that based on history, I mean, you would have said it in your press conference last week in regards to a deficit budget.
That's right.
Right? Now, based on history, isn't it wise for them to place their expectations at a place that would allow them to plan for what they realistically can see themselves getting, as opposed to continuing to ask the central government for a particular allocation and only getting a fraction of what they're requesting?
Agreed, but it is things that people do when they want to steal. When you want to steal, you do not give account. So you claim big figures, and when the money comes, you say, well, we don't have enough money, so we can't do any work. Nonsense. Hogwash, I call it. Let me go further to say this. Had they been a real serious teacher, this is what I expected from them. If you have $300 million as a development budget, you will take that money and you will develop Tobago with Tobagonians, ensuring that the $300 million, insofar as reasonable and practicable, remain within the domain of Tobago. What have they done? They have taken all of that money and sent that money back to Trinidad. And what do we get in Tobago? The crumbs. The $500 million project, $1 million project, and we say, whoa, it's money, it's no money. The $70 million project, the $20 million project, the $15 million project, the $10 million project goes to Trinidad. And I'm saddened by that because we are not being Tobago-centric. We are building the economy in Trinidad while destroying the economy in Tobago. They could have unlocked Tobago potential a long time, is what I'm saying. But they have been fiddling with this key, playing with it, wasting money, and inflating the figures. And when the real figures come, about $2.5 billion, they do not do a rebudget. They do not do a rebudget. And that's my problem. I'm saying anybody who's going to lead Tobago must deal with the reality apart from fiction. The reality is that you must come with a budget that says, based on the custom and practice, if we were to receive $2.5 billion, 300 of which is development expenditure, we would be able to do this. However, we'll be asking for this, and with the excess, we would be able to do these things. But these jokers inside there, there was some other colorful, but these people who are less than honest inside there, they do not do that. They give an inflated figure, and when they come back, they say you don't have enough money to run Tobago. Do the most with what you have, because right now we are running a deficit budget for the last, maybe since Tobago has been an assembly. And one of the things about self-determination is you being able to take what they give to you and turn it into gold. A mother will give a child $10 a day. That child must decide, look, at the end of the school term, I want to buy shoes. So from that, I will save $5 a day. But he will continue doing what needs to be done with $10. maybe travel to work, travel to school, come back, taking the bus, catching a ride. He has to manage otherwise if he has to save. If we have to save money and develop a Tobago that's consistent with our expectations, a Tobago that's dynamic, that's well-resourced and has a proper, stable and growing economy, we have to take the money that we have and build. You do a little here and there, but this must be the big goal. Tobago must know this is what we want to achieve at the end of this year. This big thing, this big issue is what we want to achieve. They have not done that.
Have you had the opportunity to listen to Petal, the management accountant for the THA, discuss how the funds are dispersed from central government?
I didn't have to listen to Petal. The law states that at the beginning of every quarter, the central government should disburse all the funds into a special fund.
Right. But she would have indicated, although that is the law, that is not the practice. And because the releases come late, they often are faced with huge overdraft fees from the bank that end up cutting into the actual allocation that they're given. Now, I don't know if
that's poor accounting, and if that is so, they should fire themselves. Because you can't tell me the law states one thing. If a plain law states something, if the law states something, this is this, and that is the law, and you consider yourself to be the government of Tobago, then if you are the government of Tobago, you must speak to the government of Trinidad and Tobago and say this is the law. And you must be prepared to go to court on that. I'm not buying into it, that they are giving some lame excuse that it is cutting into funds and they have to. Time for excuses are over. Those who ask to manage, they must manage. And they must manage in the good times and the bad times. We want no silly excuses. Get the job done. That's what we're paying people to do. That's what we hire them to do. Get the job done. And if you have to go to Trinidad and take out a court matter and say, this is the law, then do a matter on that. That's a good case. Fight that case in the court. But don't just relax and say, well, we have to take it, and then you're going to make a war with the Prime Minister of central government and pretend as if you still want to be his friend and say he will not forgive you. Come on. You have made it bad for Tobagonians, and then are coming to say that the problem is central government. No, the problem is those who we have elected.
All right. And even in your opinion, what do you think the focus for this particular budget should have been?
Well, this budget should have focused totally and solely on Tobago's self-determination. Note the word I use, self-determination, right? And if we had done that, then it may be possible at the end of this year for us to get the self-determination. But this team that I have led for a short while, when they got in, they got crazy. All of a sudden, they wanted to fight for Tobago and self-determination. They were calling it autonomy, right? But self-determination, yeah? They want to fight for Tobago, and as they got inside, that took a backseat to the fancy suit and the fancy hairdo and the travel here, travel there, big spending, etc. That Tobago's self-determination has taken a backseat. Once we have our right to self-determine, Tobago would naturally be a better place. The amount of brains we have in Tobago and from the diaspora outside of Tobago, we could convert this place into a Monaco. We could convert this place into a Singapore, into a Dubai. We can convert this place into a Shanghai or some country in India, perhaps, a Delhi or whatever you want to call it. We can become one of the better places in the world because we have the brains to do it, we have the technical skills to do it, and now we have the freedom by which we could develop our own economy. Without self-determination, we must develop what Trinidad say to develop. And if Trinidad say plant banana, then it's banana we must plant. We are still slaves. This is why I do not like autonomy. Autonomy is where you're begging for a measure of your rights. We want, the PDP wants self-determination, full rights. So while we are under a Trinidad and Tobago government, we are not under, but we are side of, a part of. There's a difference between being a part of and being under. We don't want to be under Trinidad and Tobago, which is a ward. We want to be a part of Trinidad and Tobago, which is an island of equal status with Trinidad.
All right. Well, all is not lost because this is just estimated budget. So what advice do you have for this administration when they are allocated the budget for fiscal 2024-2025?
Don't spend a cent on call election. Let somebody else manage that money. We have seen how they have mismanaged money, and the best advice is when they get the money, lock the bank accounts, lock all the codes and call the election, and let Tobago decide who they want to manage that money. They are poor managers. They can't even manage themselves. They can't even manage their own party. Yeah? They're all about the place, washing the linens in the road and all kind of madness. They can't manage anything. They can't even build a foul coop and run a foul pen. But we have placed them over us. And it is hurtful to know that Tobagonians are brilliant and we're expecting more, but what they're giving us is chick feed. Now, let's make this one point, right? It's burning on my chest. When I hear my chief secretary came to the house and he's advertising for First Citizen Bank, I felt sad. Here we have our leader in Tobago, the chief secretary. He's tweeting the horn like one who is standing in the market side with a loud horn, saying, if you want a loan, go buy First Citizen Bank. But you must be qualified. And people are clapping to that. I know that they were a bunch of sellouts, slaves, serfs. They were not ready to lead. Because here we have First Citizen Bank, and we had promised the people a Tobago Development Bank. If there is no Tobago Development Bank, and you wanted to use First Citizen Bank, then you must say to Tobagonians, all persons who do not now qualify for a loan, we have a system that will make you qualify for a loan. All right? And as such, in the next upcoming months, we will roll out that system where the unqualified will be qualified, and we will help you manage your business so your business will become a success. People need to have business incubators in Tobago because most businesses die from the time they start because of the lack of management and support. They need to say that instead you come to us with a book of lies, a book of folly, saying to us, go to First Citizen Bank, go there for a loan, I'll get loan between $700 and $3 million, but make sure qualified. Nonsense. Hogwash.
All right, well, thank you so much for coming on this morning, Mr. Duke. We do appreciate you being here, and we unfortunately have to end the conversation this morning. We want to thank each and every one of you for liking, sharing, and commenting, and doing all that you have been doing to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster on the island of Tobago. Again, I am Chanel Felix, and I want to thank you for being with me this morning. Have a great day.
Tobago Updates. Good morning, Tobago. It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy.
You're viewing Tobago Updates Television, your exclusive gateway to Tobago, broadcasting the beauty of this island paradise to the world.
Last year, October 2023, the island tilted. The peaceful bliss of sea, sun, and sand was transcended as we took to the streets to revel in paradise.
We love Tobago Carnival!
Tobago is such a nice place!
Tobago Carnival, we're right here, we're not leaving till we go right down.
It's the greatest, it's the best, it's safe, and it's beautiful.
I love Tobago, baby. Coming back next year. Hey!
Playing pan on the streets is a magical experience. When the band strike up, is rhythm, steel, and powder. This is Tobago Carnival, pan in paradise.
Tobago is the best. Tobago Carnival is the new home for the legend of Calypso. Where else can you get sweet Calypso music that gives you that nostalgic feeling?
Soca Titans is we title, is we monarch. We built artists from scratch who can perform with the best. Real Titans of Soca.
When last you've been to a party, plenty women looking so nice. We must be in paradise.
This year, Ritual takes on new space and dimension. Traditions will be reimagined, breaking free, and taking on new meaning on the road.
I love the energy!
This year, the revelry is bigger and better. More colors, more meaning, great packages for the masqueraders. Tobago Carnival is freedom.
This year promoting safety in all events for Tobago Carnival. This year promoting whining, not minding people business. This year promoting clean fun, security and freedom.
Freedom to be any version of yourself that you choose to be with love and safety. Here, you have permission to be you, uninhibited and free.
So what you waiting on? This year, this October 2024, experience the ritual, revel in paradise, release yourself. From the greatest little island on the planet, this is the Tobago Carnival 20